Welcome back, everyone. You are enjoying another episode of Fast Facts Pharmacology Edition, brought to you by a Tale 2 hygienist in partnership with Elevate Oral Care. And now, please welcome your host, Tom Viola.
Hi, I'm Tom Viola, a certified pharmacist, dental educator, and author. Stick with me, and I promise to make the next few minutes the best pharmacology learning experience you've ever had. Hi, everybody. Tom Viola with Pharmacology Declassified, and yet another Fast Facts Pharmacology Edition. Well, thank you so much for accompanying me on this long journey we've taken with Fast Facts Pharmacology. We've covered a lot of topics, and it seems like we're still talking about pain, but really we're talking about opioids specifically. And I wanted to spend enough time on opioids to make sure that you had a good working knowledge of opioids and what they do before we can make the assumption that there are times when we can prescribe and cannot or should not prescribe opioids. So when are those times? We talked about when we should prescribe or can prescribe an opioid, but when should we not prescribe an opioid? And I would imagine that there are certain contraindications. One of the things that comes to mind would be a patient with respiratory illness. It may not be the best idea to give a patient with respiratory disease a drug that can decrease their respiratory drive, although that's not necessarily an exact science. What I do know is that patients who have limited kidney or liver function are probably not the best candidates for opioids because, of course, opioids are metabolized through the liver and excreted through the kidneys. So if a patient has issues with those organs, they may retain a lot of that opioid instead of clearing it as quickly as they could. And a buildup of opioid in your body, especially in your bloodstream, can never be a good thing because that can lead to ultimately respiratory depression. But also things like prostatic hypertrophy or an enlarged prostate. Opioids can interfere with the flow of urine. And what about a patient who has existing constipation? Now, we know that opioids cause constipation. So imagine giving an opioid to a patient who already has constipation, and that opioid is only going to add to or magnify that patient's constipation. That can lead to things like bowel obstructions and fecal impaction, which nobody wants. Okay, so the one thing about dentistry I can tell you for sure is that we don't like interfering with or having an impact on the patient's systemic health. We want to be able to, get in and out of the patient's mouth, as I'd like to say, as cleanly as possible while causing no harm beyond that. Of course, that's not always possible. And that's why prescribing opioids is always a slippery slope. Again, we want to be able to effectively and efficiently manage a patient's pain, but we also want to be able to make sure we don't do them any harm in the process. Why are we so bent on managing pain? Because we know that pain equals fear, and fear keeps our patients from us. And so not prescribing an opioid to patients who truly need one means that the next time they come to see you, remembering that horrific pain they were in, means that they're not going to want to come see you. And so in that case, prescribing an opioid is actually a benefit to dentistry because we've managed the pain, we've managed their expectation for good pain control, and now they'll be more willing to come see us again. Well, that's about the pharmacology of opioids so far. In our next couple of episodes, we're going to talk about how to prescribe an opioid effectively and efficiently and appropriately. And that way we can get the best possible outcomes for our patients. But until then, my friends, this is Tom Viola saying what I say every time. Have a good day, every day, and be well. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to hear more from me, be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or visit my website at www.tomviola.com.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Fast Facts Pharmacology Edition, brought to you in part by Elevate Oral Care, creators of the innovative and proven prevention-focused oral care products from Advantage Arrest Silver Diamine Fluoride to Fluoramax Sodium Fluoride Varnish. Learn more by visiting www.elevateoralcare.com and schedule your free CE staff meeting today. We'll see you next time for another Fast Fact.